a question about the Garrett Crochet 85 pitch outing. Who decided that
Sure.
85 pitches was the out and why? And lastly, why didn't that get conveyed to Garrett Crochet before the start so that he could have understood, maybe pitched a little bit differently, knowing he only had 85 pitches that day?
Yeah, so I would say that's an organizational decision, and I'm happy to take that one on. And we collect a lot of information about about our players, especially our pitchers in between starts. Some of that is objective, some of it is subjective, and we're trying, like all decisions, we're trying to balance the short-term and long-term interests of the team. And we felt like it made sense based on some of the workload that he had amassed going into that start to keep him a little bit shorter. I don't know that there's a magic number. Somewhere between 80 and 90 is kind of where we landed. And then, I think kind of in respecting the competitive nature of Garrett and the game, I've seen it go both ways, where it could be helpful to say, hey, we're going to keep you a little bit short. I've also seen that backfire, and we decided it was best to have Garrett prepare as usual, and approach the game in the way that he had his previous starts, given how successful they've been. And if Garrett is frustrated because he was taken by surprise, we understand that. We're also able to talk through it, and I think ultimately he both understood and agreed that if this situation arose again, that understanding what his pitch count was going to be was not something that he was looking for.
But so that's not Cora's decision then. So that's the organization has analytics they present to him and say, hey, this is why we should be at this point tonight.
It's a conversation, yeah. And as it relates to health, I think it makes sense to leverage all of the resources and expertise in the organization. And Alice and I have conversations around game strategy every single day.